Drone shot, ultra-slow cinematic, gliding over Maple Ridge Estates at the exact moment the sun kisses the horizon, bleeding molten gold across identical Cape Cod roofs, solar-powered street lamps. Flickering on one by one, kids' razor scooters abandoned mid-trick on freshly painted *** sidewalks, robins chirping their evening song from century-old pin oaks, sprinklers hissing in perfect arcs. Then, thunderous boom, a Caterpillar D6N bulldozer roars into frame like a mechanical dragon, Tony's heavy haul and demolition logo blazing on the side, Cummins X15** engine growling low and hungry. Dual exhausts spitting black smoke that curls into the twilight like war banners, idling 2 blocks away on Elmwood Drive, the vibration rattling Starbucks mugs in Valerie's neighbors' cabinets. The deep bass rumble echoing off McMansions like a war drum, and I, Liam Harper, 34, freelance Python architect, divorce still raw as a fresh compile error, pull into my driveway after a soul-crushing 2-week client sprint in Seattle, Delta red eye, no sleep, laptop battery dead, neck stiff, eyes bloodshot, dreaming of Grandpa Elias's ancient lazyboy recliner, a cold Sierra Nevada, and the smell of English lavender that's been growing in my backyard since 1963, when I see industrial-grade galvanized tint stakes hammered through his prize-winning lavender beds like vampire stakes, Cummins' Onan generators belching diesel exhaust that stings my eyes and coats my throat, Cisco catering trucks parked on my freshly seeded Kentucky bluegrass like tanks in a demilitarized zone, white-gloved florists unloading Ecuadorian roses by the crate, string quartet tuning carbon fiber cellos under a pop-up canopy, and Valerie Kensington, 52, Maple Ridge HOA president for 8 unchallenged years, BMW X5 with HOA 1 vanity plates, Lululemon defined jacket and heathered alpine, Prada cat-eye sunglasses reflecting the chaos like twin mirrors of entitlement, Montblanc clipboard in manicured hand, diamond tennis bracelet flashing, waving like she's greeting royalty at Ascot. Community benefit event, Liam, your backyard was perfectly zoned for 250 guests. Floral arch at 1400 hours, string quartet at 1630. Caterers need power by 1800 hours. Sign here for liability waiver and photo release. I step out of my 2012 Subaru Outback, Red Wing Iron Ranger boots. Crunching on my gravel driveway, smell of trampled rosemary, crushed lavender, and diesel exhaust mixing into something toxic and wrong, heart jackhammering like a bad infinite loop, and say, voice steady but inside screaming louder than the Cummins, lady, you just turned Grandpa's legacy into a construction zone. Get your catering circus, your generators, your tent stakes, and your clipboard off my property right now, or we're going to have a conversation with my attorney, my security cameras, my insurance company, and Tony's bulldozer. She smiles, plasticant, razor sharp, Botox barely moving. Covenant Clause 12.7, community use, non-negotiable, Saturday, 250 guests, deposits paid, caterers contracted, florist arrives at 0600, string quartet at 1630. Valerie's daughter Brooke's happiness equals community benefit, signed or face fines, towing, and legal action. I feel the lavender crushed under tent poles, smell the sweet death of Grandpa's decades of care, and whisper to the wind, not on my watch, old man, not while I still have Wi-Fi, wrath, and one hell of a plan. Cut to black. Title card slams in, white text on black, impact font. HOA scheduled a wedding at my house, so I booked a bulldozer. Rewind 6 months. I'm Liam Harper, inheriting Grandpa Elias's 1942 Craftsman bungalow on Oak Lane, the house where I learned to solder circuits on his Heathkit workbench under a bare 60-watt bulb, where he taught me to prune English lavender with Felco No. 2 shears older than Vietnam, where he said, son, a man's home is his castle, and castles don't bow to clipboards, HOA tyrants, or anyone who thinks lavender is just a weed. I work remote, VS Code open 18 hours a day, coffee and Git commits, Slack pings at 3 a.m. Thought Maple Ridge meant peace, mature pin oaks, trash day Tuesdays, block parties with potluck casseroles, and kids chasing fireflies. But this suburb is a gated fiefdom ruled by Valerie Kensington. Married to City Councilman Roger Kensington, drives a white BMW X5 cleaner than a surgical suite. Apple Watch Ultra tracking her 10K steps of domination, enforces rules like a dictator with a label. Maker, a god complex, and a private Instagram of HOA violation photos. First strike. 2 weeks in, violation notice taped to my Craftsman green door like a scarlet letter, mailbox shade wrong. Eggshell white versus ivory mist, $75 fine. I laugh, email politely with Pantone swatches attached. Color chart included, please clarify. Fine jumps to $250 overnight. Valerie's reply. Non-compliance escalates. Then grass height, 3.2 inches versus 3.0 flat, $100. Measured with a digital caliper at 7:03 a.m. while I'm on a Zoom call with Tokyo. Valerie in yoga pants in judgment. Halloween skeleton up till November 2nd, $150. Even though I took it down October 31st at 11:59 p.m. sharp, ring footage proves it. Work van and driveway, commercial eyesore, $200, despite Tesla. Model X in every other garage, Valerie's logic. Software isn't real work. Pattern crystal, push back, pay more. Valerie doesn't like new blood, especially Harper blood, especially Grandpa Elias's. Blood. Buried in Covenant page 51. Community use clause. Written in 1989 for block parties or hurricane evac. Valerie twists it into profit. Charges $10,000 to Ashford family for my backyard. Pockets it in special events reserve. No vote, no transparency. Just her Venmo pinging like a slot machine in Vegas. Brooks' wedding equals community benefit. My lavender equals collateral damage. I come home to Ent poles scraping my cedar siding. Caterers yelling, where's the bride's suite? Valerie waving paperwork like a get-out-of-jail-free card. And I feel Grandpa's ghost in the lavender. Fight, boy, fight smart, fight like hell, and document everything. Valerie goes nuclear. Emergency HOA meeting at Apple Ridge Community Center. Fluorescent lights buzzing like angry hornets. Folding chairs squeaking. Her vanilla perfume choking the room. Coffee clatch and matching Talbot's cardigans nodding like bobbleheads. I stand with property deed printed on 24 pounds bond. Highlighted in neon yellow. Clause 12.7 requires explicit written consent. Profit motive voids it. Commercial use equals criminal trespass. $10,000 fee equals embezzlement. She smirks. Dear, read the fine. Print, page 51. Binding, Brooks' happiness equals community benefit. Sign or face fines. Towing and legal action. Calls me disruptive, uncooperative. Threat to property values. Coffee clatch gasps in unison. Then Mrs. Elena Delgado, 76, retired principal, silver hair in a perfect bun, pulls me aside in the parking lot. LED streetlights casting long shadows. Crickets chirping. Liam. Valerie charged $10,000. Funds fake. She's done this before. Block party 2019. My gazebo, $6,000. Never saw a dime. She bought a Rolex that week. I dig. Google till 3:17 a.m. Grandpa's Old Black's Law. Dictionary smell like justice, mothballs, and coffee stains. Learn HOAs cannot profit from private property. Commercial exploitation equals breach of fiduciary duty. Emergency clauses is not equal to personal gain. Hire attorney Cole Ramsey. Ex-Marine. Harvard Law. Office smells like gun oil, leather, and determination. Laughs. Valerie just wrote her own eviction notice in Comic Sans. Let's make it Times New. Roman and binding. Megatwist. Title insurance deep dive. 1989 plat map. Grandpa's lot excluded due to historic drainage easement for Maple Creek. Never signed HOA covenant. All fines void. All threats meaningless. I'm sovereign soil. Valerie has been extorting a ghost for 6 months. Cole files declaratory judgment. Injunction. Demands full financial disclosure. Valerie panics. City Inspector Dave, her golf buddy, handicap 12, cites 30-year-old workshop shed. $3,000 fines. 30-day fix. Foundation cracks. Electrical hazards. Pergola instability. All bogus. Previous. Inspections passed with flying colors. Neighbors wake up. Mr. Raj Singh. Fined $4,000 for Ganesh statue. Cultural blight. Thompson family. Basketball hoop band. Anonymous CPS calls about. Neglect. Mrs. Delgado. $2,500 for excessive marigolds, visual pollution. Mr. Chun, $1,800 for koi pond, mosquito risk. We form Maple Ridge resistance, kitchen table war room, French. Press, evidence folders, Nest cams, Arlo Ultra, Ring floodlights rolling 24/7, cloud backups to AWS S3. Valerie escalates, restraining order, claims I threaten violence with garden shears. Court Friday, wedding Saturday, evil genius, but Arlo Ultra 4K shows her shoving me, spray painting property thief, on my garage at 3:07 a.m. Hoodie no disguise, face lit by Ring floodlight. License plate visible. Cole discovers $58,000 embezzled. Valerie's Maui timeshare equals aesthetic research. Daughter Brooks NYU tuition equals leadership training. Kitchen remodel equals HOA command. Center, BMW lease equals official vehicle. FBI knocks. Councilman Roger steered $300,000 city contracts to wedding vendors, catering, tent rental, florist, DJ, kickbacks via fake invoices. Laundered through Maple Ridge special events, federal RICO. Valerie equals co-conspirator, wire fraud, mail fraud, tax evasion. Saturday, 1 p.m., 250 guests in pastels and fascinators. String quartet playing Pachelbel's canon on carbon fiber cellos. Valerie in Mother of Bride Carolina Herrera gown. Pearls and panic. Directing like Cruella de Vil at a garden party, I roll in with. Cole, settlement binder thick as a phone book. Bulldozer idling. Diesel rumble like thunder rolling in from the west. Terms, public apology to every victim. Full restitution including legal fees. Immediate resignation, 5-year leadership ban, or Bulldozer clears. FBI proceeds no mercy. Roger already in federal holding. Valerie refuses, screams. I built this community from nothing. I made Maple Ridge what it is. Daughter Brooke sobs. Sign, Mom. Please, for me, for Dad, for everything. Black SUVs arrive. Special Agent Maria Torres, warrants. Roger cuffed in orange. Jumpsuit. I take DJ's Shure SM58, 200 witnesses, ABC 7, NBC 4, Fox Livestream, TikTok blowing up, 3 years, Valerie bullied, stole, lied. Here's evidence. Victims step forward, Mr. Singh with $4,000 receipts, Thompson kids with CPS reports, Mrs. Delgado with marigold fines, Mr. Chun with koi pond citations, crowd turns, applause like freedom bells. Valerie signs, tears. Apology read aloud, restitution wired, resignation effective now, wedding proceeds under my rules, proceeds fund Elias Harper Community Garden, Bulldozer stands down, justice rolls in on treads. Epilogue, garden blooms with lavender, roses, marigolds, koi pond, Mr. Singh HOA President, Democratic covenants, consent required, scholarship sends Thompson girl to Georgetown Law. Valerie Community Service at Senior Center, FBI reforms city contracts, I code for ACLU, Grandpa's shears in glass case. Every sunrise, lavender whispers. We kept the castle. Pop, we kept it free. Asterisk. Closure complete. Internet jury. Was Bulldozer threat justified leverage or bullying the bully? When HOA steals home, is exposing corruption heroic or community risk? How much Grandpa? Legacy justifies federal firestorm? Verdict below. I read every line. And if Valerie is staking your lavender, DM me. Some gardens, some grandpas, some homes are worth the war.